with me. You'll save an incredible amount of money. Plus, I don't even do that many one-on-ones anymore. Hey, babe, can you grab me a pen? I don't do a lot of one-on-ones anymore. So really treat this like, treat it like, it's worth thousands of dollars for you to get that one question asked breakthrough type thing. I met with a big time consultant yesterday, and literally sometimes you're one way of doing something different, one idea away from a massive life change. I mean, it literally is like that, because sometimes we keep doing things that we think is normal. We think it's going to give us the breakthrough, but a lot of times it's just doing the same thing in our head. We get so stuck in thinking we're doing it right, but we're not. So it takes a lot of adjustments until you are navigating through your rank and your income and your goals of what you want to do. So, all right, let's go ahead and rock and roll. Who's got the first question?
I have a question.
Yes, great. Great, June.
So I did 30 calls this morning, and
Awesome.
I only got like 5 connects. And so I was wondering, like, you think my chances of connecting with people would be better, like if I waited till in the evenings? I got lots of recordings.
Good.
Lots of, so anyway, I'd like to have more connects. Do you think it'd be better to wait like till in the evenings when people are off work, or?
Yeah, so here's the answer, and I know this to be extremely true. Of the hundreds of people, of over 400 people that I sponsored in 1 year, over 400 of them came in before 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in the day.
Really?
So yeah, it's in the mind. It's all like people say, oh, Christmas time. They say it's all, I'm telling you, it's crazy how much it's in the mind, because you'll get more people who are more focused during the day. And statistically, you'll get maybe more people home at night, but they're busy running around like a chicken with their head cut off with kids or dinner or laundry or something else. So it's a balance. It all works out. The best time to call people, June, is the time where you feel the most energized, and the best time that you want to call people is the absolute best time to call people.
So if you get their voicemail, do you leave a message, or you just put them off for another time?
I only leave messages if I got a great voicemail from a person. I can hear their voicemails like, hey, this is Mary, or it's an expensive, highly qualified lead source. If they're aged leads, you paid under $1 for them, not normally.
Okay.
No, you'll waste time. And getting a hold of 5 out of how many? 50? 30?
It was 30. Mm-hmm.
That's very good, June. What kind of lead? Are those the ones that you got from us, the aged ones?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. I remember going 20 minutes without getting a hold of people live sometimes. And it's kind of like momentum is the most elusive thing sometimes until we know it's there. Meaning, if you know you're going to catch momentum, but you're going through a really frustrating dry spell, you won't get frustrated in your mind, because you know you just got to go like this, like you're rowing a boat. And it's hard. You're like, oh my gosh, am I moving? Am I moving? Kind of like a dream. It's like you're rowing. And then all of a sudden, bam, you've got the wind at your back and you're rowing downhill. That's what it's like calling cold prospects. It works. You will make it work. The people will work. They may not be the perfect qualified people for your business in masses, but any source you make the determination that you're going to get momentum in will work at the time that you want it to work, and the package that you want to bring them in on. It all works. It's all how you position where you're going with your momentum, and you have the patience to push through the learning and the frustration and the time it takes to get a hold of people in certain niche markets.
Thank you.
You bet. Great question. Who's next? Elizabeth, what you baking there? And you got to...
I'm making muffins. It's Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Tuesday's muffin day, huh?
Yeah, but don't want to waste too much time with me. I've had a lot of like family stuff to deal with, so I haven't been able to do my business very much, even though I want to, so it's been killing me.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Who else has got a question? What's up, April? Oh, Beth Pavour is in the house. Alan, what's up, my friend?
I have another question.
Yeah, go for it, June, since no one else is.
So the two people that I did connect with and sent to the presentation that did not answer my follow-up call, what's a good thing? Like, I left them a message, and I just basically told them, you know, I would really love to have the opportunity to talk to them and to answer their questions and any objections they have. And I said, maybe this isn't the right thing for you, but if it is, if you change your mind at any time, you know, you can feel free to call me and we'll talk about it. So what would you have said?
If they said no, I'm sorry. Explain that to me, June.
They didn't say no. They just didn't even respond to my follow-up call. They didn't answer my follow-up call.
Oh, got it.
Like
Okay.
when I called back in 20 minutes, they didn't answer.
Got it. What that means is they were not either they were not qualified, or really not the right connection that you made, or life happened, which is probably not true. Or they're just not interested, but they're so fear-based, lack of integrity, weak, that they can't even pick up the phone and say, it's not for me, sorry, bye. You know, I'm at the point now where when people are hunting me down for me buying their stuff or recruit, I'm like, look, I'm not interested, but thank you so much. I'm loving to just be authentic with no. Unfortunately, most prospects you're dealing with, especially aged leads, they may not be qualified. So you may do everything right and they just may not be qualified. Or B, you really aren't. You got to learn to make that you got to make it compelling for them to want to pick back up the phone. And that's where you keep the spotlight on them so much that even if they are skeptical, doubtful, very negative on these kind of businesses, they still want to talk to June. They're still like, no one made them feel as special as you do because you listen so well and you were so interested in their life that they actually want to pick the phone back up. They didn't have any intention of enjoying the business, but they liked you so much and you were able to overcome their concerns on their second follow-up that they actually joined you because they liked you, trusted you, and they actually built their belief level through your incredible communication ability. They built their belief level up to a point where they actually got involved. And that's what I do with people all day.
I got a lot of practice before I get to that point.
Well, you do. But here's the thing. A lot of it is a choice. One day, you're not going to wake up with muscles of skill. You're going to wake up with a decision to make of, frick it, that's it. Or whatever. You're just going to get on the phone and say, wait a second. What, tell me about that. So you're a crocheter. What now, what in the world ever got you into crocheting at such a young age? I mean, I've never heard of a 40-year-old in crocheting. Now, you know, what kind of crocheting? So you get to a point where you really learn how to, I almost think about it like I'm pouring through the phone and connecting with the person at such a deep level. And it's like, it's in a very ethical, honest way. It's almost like cheating in a sense. Not negative cheating. That's not a bad cheating. It's like you have the strategic edge is a better way to put it. You have such a strategic edge because you're genuinely caring about that person. And it's so simple to enroll people, June, when you do that. And it's literally, how fast can you get out of your own way? How fast can you really pour into their life? How fast can you rip off the layers of what are they going to think, the fear, or whatever that is for you that's preventing that blockage of that true heartfelt posture, connection, love, focus, energy, all on that human being. And if you do all of that right, a lot of people still aren't going to be qualified for your business. A lot of them are going to be tire kickers. You're going to go through all that when you're dealing with a cold market.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, come on. Who's stepping up next?
Thomas Joy, I've got a question for you.
Go for it.
a prospect that I talked to that didn't respond, just like June was saying, is it worth following up if I think that she's somebody worth taking the time for to follow up with her and dig in where I didn't make that massive connection and go back and ask about how her life is going and how her son is doing and things like that?
Well, the quick answer is if they're qualified, you like them, how many times do they deserve for you to be creatively connecting with them and following up with them? If they're someone that's rated a 9 or a 10, they're someone who has a really good chance of being on your hot list or being in your business. I come at them from 100 million angles. I come at them from a lot of different angles until they get involved. And it might be 10 years from now or 5 years from now or 3 years from now or 2 years from now. If you're supposed to be in my business, I am learning over the last 10 years to be the most patient person in the world. Now, I am expecting you to join right away. I'm patient, but I'm also strategic, and you're getting started today too. Like, I expect you to join today, but if I can discern through experience and wisdom that it's not the right time, I will put you on some sort of drip system. If you're a superstar, it might be texting you once in a while, but most people, 98% of the people that I put on my list that are not now, timing's bad, no, sorry, not now, I just want to be a customer, I'll put them on I don't even want us to use the word automated, but I'll put them, and again, I'm still setting this up myself, but I will like to, again, send them a card, group text them. I want to set up multiple touch points as I progress with my back-end systems for my prospects. In my last business, like I was talking about, I don't know if it was last week's call or the elite call, I built that list up to 100,000 people, June. I'm not that much better than any one of you. Like, at the end of the day, Deb Elway and Elizabeth, like, when you guys really understand that I'm not this much better than any one of you at my prospecting skills. I'm not, Jen Springer. I'm not that much better. What I do is a lot of little ingredients better that come together like this, right? Elizabeth is baking something right now. And if she screws up with one ingredient, it's going to taste like poo, right, Elizabeth? If you mess up with one or two ingredients, you guys are good at a few ingredients, but all you have to do to get as good as where I am, like, I literally believe that if I was fully focused on building team right now, I believe confidently I can sponsor 100 people a month and work less than a half a day every day. It might be 6 hours a day, 7 hours a day. And it's not because, I promise you, I'm not that good, but I'm really pretty good at a lot of little pieces. It's not, again, I'm not like an exceptional connector better than you, Deb, or anybody. I'm not. I'm just a great connector that follows up well, that has discernment, that knows the sense of urgency of when to close and knows when to say, great, welcome aboard, and knows based on them saying this, they're probably thinking this because I've been through thousands of calls, and knowing, having a discernment that they don't like sales, so I need to interject that, all this and that and this and that, right? So it's so, like, one day you guys are going to wake up and go, oh, it's so simple. The fastest way to get there, everybody, is literally, most of you, it's not something you need to acquire anymore. Everything that I'm going to give you from an ingredient, like say this, don't say this, do this, all the things that I'm going to help you, is going to be important for ongoing skill and leverage. But most of you just need to get mad enough today to bust through the comfort, the laziness, and just to start really getting out of your own way and literally start bringing it from a connection and the proper numbers daily. Most of you are still not at the numbers that you can do in the time that you can do it, without jeopardizing your faith, your family, your kids, feeding your goldfish, or anything. All right, who's next? Very quiet today.
Deb has a message from Terry, but she doesn't see it because she hasn't looked at her.
It says, Deb, tell him how did we role playing with his scripts and how cool it was. Deb. Hi, Beth. Hi, Carla. Hi, Terry. Look at those big smiles.
So the role playing scripts in the three-step map that you
Yes.
provided, you know, because like I said before, a lot of the success that I've had has been people coming to me, and then I've got some other stuff I'm dealing with, but I'm so determined, and I just wrote down what you just said about getting mad, because I've gotten mad, but apparently not mad enough to be able to do exactly what I need to do. But anyway, so you know, we have our weekly team, you know, just our team training, and we decided that we were just going to read through the scripts in the three-step map. And,
Yep.
and one of our team members suggested that we try reading them into the mirror just to get used to, you know, saying the words and everything. And that, I think that helped a lot of us a lot, because this is, you know, a new thing for so many people, and, you know, for me to do the cold calling and all that. And the other thing that I was telling June before you came on is that, you know, I wake up and I fully intend to get after it and do, because I know, Tom, I know what to do. I know what to do. I do. I know what to do. And so I start doing, you know, this or that or the other thing, and then maybe something we talked about this last week, and then maybe something gets me upset, and then I don't feel like getting on a call and trying to, you know, change somebody's life. So I'm working on my reactions to stuff like that. But the other thing that I mentioned to June is that I am like full on. I use my schedule for everything, as far as, you know, these kind of meetings and other meetings that I have, you know, and going out and about and all that stuff. But to sit down and to do the thing, I have a whole strategy. I have this huge whiteboard right here of all the ideas that I've had, all the things that I want to do to reach the people that I want to reach. And and the only way that I'm going to be able to do it, this is a very much a personal learning experience for me, is I've got to put it in my schedule, because I'm not intimidated by my schedule. I love my schedule, because if it wasn't for my schedule, I wouldn't know what was going on. So that's what I have to do, is I have to put it in there and be like, okay, from this time to this time, this is what I'm going to do. And that's what I'm going to try. Right there.
Yes. Yeah, you're not going to try it, right?
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
I'm not going to try it. I'm going to do it.
I have a message for you, sister. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Your plant, your back there is perfect. The way you have your chair is like a perfectly nice, cool looking office chair. Your printer over there is perfectly balanced and structured. Your makeup is like you go at a mall and see the perfect makeup done. Okay?
Should I mess it
I
all
don't
up?
want your prospecting to be like that.
Got it.
I want you to take that board and put it in the garage and only look at it after you've made such a chaotic mess that you're uncomfortable and you're forgetting who you're supposed to call back.
Okay.
I promise you, this is the one industry you can't organize in the beginning too well.
Mm-hmm.
If you do, you can do it. You'll do it logically and you'll keep it in order. And yes, keep your schedule, but build your schedule in 5 minutes or less.
Yeah.
Well, I can't figure out Google Calendar. Great, figure it out next year. Figure it out in 3 months from now. And just get a piece of paper and write 9 a.m., 9:15, and write your schedule here. I mean, that's the kind of, like, literally, I'm going to say this, and I haven't said this in a long time. I did a video on this. The dumbest people, and it sounds so bad, but literally the dumbest people in network marketing are the wealthiest. Now, they're either really dumb, that's just not their strength, is to have that much intellect. I know this sounds bad, just stick with me. Or they're really genius, but they don't sound that smart. Like, you talk to them and you're like, well, what do you do? How'd you build your business? How are you a multimillionaire? I just invited people to my house on Thursdays, and then I got everybody to do the same thing. The reason why and I'm not talking to you, Deb, only, trust me. The reason why I struggled so many years in network marketing is because my control nature, ego, wanted to make things look good and to sound good and to be good and to prospect well and to make it sound great and to be organized and to have a plan and to have a structure. And then when I had my car repossessed and everything got thrown up in the air, and I said, what's the dang bottom line? I got to talk to people, I got to send them a message, and I got to get them started, and I got to teach people to do the same thing. And I can help you structure it over the next year or two to where it all makes sense. But the number one thing you need is massive success and failure in people and connections. And you'll be, yeah. So the one thing that Danny, my mentor years ago, used to tell me is, I want you to write down all of your ideas. And then she's like, okay, where are they all at, Tom? Get them all out. I know you, Tom, you're a visionary, you're a planner, you're a thinker. Get them all out. And she says, I want you to put it in a drawer, and if you take it out, I'm kicking your beep. Because the ideas are all good and they're all genius, and ideas can be the difference between success and failure. But you already have the idea of what to do in your business, which is go bless some people today and send them to your presentation, get them your 3-day experience pack, and go crush it. And when I did that and just said, I'm gonna love people so much and get them to trust me so much that they feel they overcome their fear and they just get started. Thank you for stepping up.
Perfect.
I know, didn't expect to go that deep. Hey, I got an idea for all of you guys today. If you would like to if I can role play with you, and I'm gonna take you into my zone of how I enrolled over 20 people in the last 35 days or so. Okay. And I want you guys to trust me on this. What I'm about to do is word for word practically. Now, obviously, the words are all different because people is different. But I can literally, like, blindfold, just go through the motions of what I say to anybody. Who wants to role play with me? Who's open to that? Right? Where you'll be the prospect.
Oh, well.
All right. First up, I got to ask you a question. And let's assume we're doing it through Zoom, because I've done a few of them on Zoom. It's really added the value of trust. And I'm always like, hey, Kim, you got to meet Deb. Oh my gosh, look how pretty she is. Look at her. By the way, I got to ask you a serious question. Have you always been this neat, Deb?
Neat? Like,
Yeah,
as far as...
Or are you just neat on camera, like this shot right here?
No.
All right, take your camera and give us a tour of your house right now.
Right
now.
now.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I will.
That'd be a fun thing, like go into your laundry room. If your bed made or not, right?
No.
Did you make those ribbons on your head, by the way?
My sister did.
You're kidding me.
Mm-hmm.
Does she do that? Does she do that for a living, or is she just kind of a fun thing?
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
Now, are you into that kind of thing or no?
I'm not, because she is, so I don't need to be. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, let me do this, Deb. I'm going to ask you a few questions. By the way, I've already been prospecting. Did you get it?
Yes.
By the way, I'm going to ask you a few questions to figure out what's the best way I can get some info to you, okay?
Okay.
You have a pen and paper handy?
I do.
Or some lipstick or anything you can draw on? So tell me, Deb, what do you do for a living? Do you work outside the house at all?
Yeah, I do marketing for a law firm.
Marketing? Really? Like what type of marketing do law firms do these days? What does that look like?
Well, it's, you could think of a law firm as being, an entity that practices law, but really all they do is that they're just sales. So basically their phone needs to ring to get cases. So
okay.
I help the phone to ring.
You're kidding me. How do you do that?
Well, it's a lot of just marketing on the internet, basically.
Okay, so you're not willing to reveal your secrets, I can tell.
Nope.
Top secret stuff, right? Have
That's
to pay you tens of thousands of dollars. How long have you been doing that?
I've been doing that for about 6 years.
6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And tell me what's the best part about marketing for attorneys?
Well, I'm learning all of that so that I can market for myself someday.
Okay. What if do you have your own business in mind? And don't talk about network marketing. Do you have your own business in mind that you would like if you could do any business and you knew it would work, what would that business be, Deb?
Well, I have always wanted to do something in health and wellness.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, would you want to be a coach or a
No.
blog or what would you want to do?
No, not a coach. I just want to, I was, overweight for a long period of my life. And I know that it's possible to get control over that. So
Yeah.
I want to, and I know how, how unhappy people are sometimes with, how their clothes fit and all that kind of stuff. So I would like to be able to make a difference for people in that way somehow.
I love that.
Mhm.
How long have you had that passion for?
Well, probably, well, I never thought of it as a way that I could actually make a living before.
Okay.
But that's been something, since, like I said, since I was able to get control over that I've, always wanted to share that with people.
Right on. Now, I got to ask a question. Have you ever thought about opening a wellness center?
No,
Okay.
Because
Very cool.
what I really want to do is I want to work from home. That's what I want to do. I want to
So
have that
tell me about
freedom.
with marketing for the attorney. What is it that you don't like about it?
I don't like the idea of spending my time making money for somebody else. I want to spend my time making money for myself.
Okay. And I'm always curious, Deb, what making money for yourself, what would that look like? How much? And just think big, like on a monthly basis, let's say in a couple years monthly, what would that ideally look like for you? And by the way, I'd love to take notes.
Well, so for the short term, I would like to be able to replace the income from, that I'm currently making, right? In the long term, I would like to make, just dreaming here, I would say 20,000 a month would be good.
Woohoo! Can we do air high five? You have no idea. I'm just going to say this right now, Terry. I talk to a lot of people. It's a breath of fresh air to have someone who's a big thinker like you. So I Cam, hang on, and I might make a really big deal about bringing in my wife right now, and just to meet you, to make it like it's a big deal, because you know what, it is a big deal. Very few people say that, and I'm really excited to be, at least connecting with someone like you that's more of a big type dreamer.
Mm-hmm. That makes me feel important for you to do that.
Because you are.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to know, because you did say short term, do you mind sharing that, what that would look like financially? Because I'm not looking for a short term relationship, Deb. I'm looking for long term. Just so you know,
mm-hmm. Well,
it doesn't even make sense to get, this isn't one of those businesses where I have to get you started. I don't make my money up front that much.
Right.
Only if you're successful making that 20,000 a month.
Yes.
But what would that look like short term?
Okay. So that would just be a short term goal to be able to stop.
Income-wise.
Stop.
Income-wise.
Okay. Yeah. 5,000 a month.
Okay. Very cool. That would be able to replace what you're doing.
Yeah.
So have you ever tried any other businesses before that worked, didn't work, or anything else prior to getting into marketing or your own home business?
No, I haven't. I've always been interested in it, and it looks like a lot of fun from my friends, that are kind of doing different things out there.
So you mentioned the word fun. What's fun for you?
What's fun for me? I like the idea of, like increasing my community, like having more friends. I like the idea of that. And I like the idea, I don't know, to me, it seems like a challenge, to be an entrepreneur. I kind of like the idea of that challenge.
And what would prevent you, what's prevented you in the past from starting your own business from home where you can have more funds, and what's prevented that in the past, you think? If you were to be totally transparent with me.
what's prevented me is I didn't really understand what it was about, and I didn't know if I would have the time to do it. And I really honestly didn't know what kind of resources it would take to get it started.
You mean like money, right?
Yeah.
Time and money. Okay. Well, what makes now? I mean, if you were to find the business that makes sense, what makes now? I mean, is this really the time for you,
Yes.
Deb, to really give it your best at the time that you said you can do?
Yes.
And what was that again? Like 7 hours? How many hours per week can you put in your business right now, over and above your position?
Okay, right now, realistically, I can do about 15 hours.
15 hours.
Yep.
Okay. By the way, that's about 3 to 4 times more than most people can do.
Ah.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
don't
you're-
have, a husband or kids or anything like that. So
Cat, dog, fish. What else you got back there?
I got a dog. I got
Do
a
you
big
really?
dog. I got a big dog. Yeah.
Your kid. I never. It's quiet. Now I'm curious. Where is it? Can you?
Come
Wait,
here.
I thought I saw something move. No, it's just sitting there right now.
No. Here he is.
Oh my gosh.
Can you see? Come
Okay,
here.
sorry, getting distracted. You got a boxer. Oh, you are
He's a,
so boxer kind of a person.
he's an Italian Mastiff.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I did not see that. It looked like a boxer from here. So, okay, so 15 hours per week. And then, so here's what I need you to do. Now, I would keep going maybe, because you are definitely someone I could identify with. I might go another few minutes and go deeper with a few things. But do you still have that pen and paper handy? In fact, here's what I'm going to do, Deb. I'm going to send you something right now. Give me a second here. Is this your, okay, I'm going to send you a link right now. This link was put together by one of the most successful people that shows people like yourself how to make $5,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 on a monthly basis to have more fun. This gentleman has made millions of dollars in the industry. His name's Tom Challen. Great, beautiful wife, blah, blah, blah. This is amazing. Here, I'm going to send it to you right now. Go through it thoroughly, okay? Write down any questions that you have. Deb, don't leave any stone unturned, okay? And go through it. Take about 40 minutes to go through all the videos, and then text me when you're done, or let's just touch base in 1 hour from now, okay?
Okay.
Again, if you finish a little early, text me. I might be able to jump off another call that I have and jump on a little bit earlier, okay? And I
Okay.
need you to write down any questions that you have.
Okay. So it'll tell me
Mhm.
like how much it is and all that.
It'll go through as a lot of those details, and if there's anything else, financial or anything that you didn't catch or didn't see or it's not in there, just write it down, and I'll personally definitely help you answer all your questions. The only thing I ask is, no matter what, let's at least connect on the phone or video at least one more time. Even if the business isn't for you or it's not the right fit for us either, because we don't bring in everybody. We don't have that much time in the day to bring in everybody. You would definitely be a candidate, someone I would consider for sure, though. Absolutely. I'm just going to let you know that. But let's just go through that. Let's touch base no matter what. And I'll connect with you about an hour. Fair enough?
Okay.
Awesome. Good to meet you.
Nice meeting you.
Yeah. Okay, give me the depth. How did that feel?
That was amazing, and I actually love the idea now of doing it on a Zoom like this.
Why not?
I really do, because I've got it where you're like, you're the only one. You know what I mean? Like on the screen. Well, I guess, rather than like if you did a Zoom with somebody and it normally would be like side by side, but I've
Yeah.
got you like it's just you. So it really is like there's Tom Challen like sitting right there, and we're having
Yeah.
this conversation, and being able to see you and see your reactions and get related like that just seems like that would really like add a whole nother level of of connection to the whole thing.
100%.
Yeah.
It's to me, it's like the reason why I wanted to sponsor a bunch of people, over the last month or so, is just to say maybe something's changed in network marketing. Maybe my scripts don't work, and I'm not thinking that literally because I know it did. And now more than ever, I'm like, what are you guys doing? And again, look, there's grace for learning. There's grace for building your skill. But if you are not consistently enrolling 2 people a month, I'm meaning this as your friend, everybody, and your partner and your coach. Why? You got to get over something, because it's just about connecting with a human being. And it's just about now and can I tell you something? A lot of those questions that I went through with you are brand new Tom Challen. I never did that in the past. I don't want to waste my time anymore, to be honest. I make too much money per hour. And don't think it's not about Tom Challen. It's about all of you. I had this woman the other day that I enrolled a week ago, and she was giving me all these excuses about her failures, and you didn't give me that many. But I said, are you willing to get past all the reasons? And I call them reasons or excuses. Are you willing to get past all of the road bumps of why a lot of people don't succeed? Because this business really works. And I just need to know if you're the kind of person that can withstand, even if it took you a year of learning, of up and downs. And I'm not saying it will, by the way, Deb. Someone like you should be able to crush this your first month. But even if it did take you a year, are you the kind of person that would blow in the wind and go away? Because I need to know this up front. And I'm not saying any of you, look, it's taken me 20 years to get like this, but I want to get you there faster than it took me 20 years. You guys understand? Because when you start speaking this way to the prospect, they're like, oh no, I'm ready. And now it doesn't mean that they're actually going to stick it out longer, but at least I want to position their mind like, look, if you're looking for a get rich quick, sit home and turn on your computer and market products in your sleep, this is not the industry. In fact, there's no industry that works that way.
Mm-hmm. So I guess, could I ask you something, Tom?
Yeah.
So, okay, so that the premise for that role playing, which was fabulous, I really appreciate that, is that, maybe I was someone who you discovered was looking for some kind of, home business, okay? So my strategy is not so much, because in the world, and I really am looking at my local market right now, so I won't know, who specifically is looking for a home-based business, but I'm going after people who might be interested in selling this particular type of product. Okay.
Here's what I will tell you. There might be, because your product's unique, you might be able to have a really sticky, yummy tasting bait on your hook. But when you learn what I'm teaching you, it almost doesn't matter what your product is.
Yeah.
If you have a product that's as sticky as yours, it does add that ability to leverage your product to attract customers that fall in love with it, that want to join your business. Just like almost everybody on this call, I think, has that kind of company product line, especially, right, what you guys do too. So, but the real answer is it doesn't matter, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to learn how to build your future around a product.
Right. And I get that. I just need to start somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a low-hanging fruit to attract people based on the lifestyle with your company and the product. No question.
Yeah.
Yeah, no question. So use that bait, but also use the bait of, it's still faster and quicker and simpler to me to connect with people out and about. Mm-hmm. Whether I lead with the product or the lifestyle, or just lead with, my wife and I are expanding a business. I couldn't help but notice how sharp you are. Can't promise you anything. Let me give you my number. Hey, what's the best number to reach you at? Hey, I might be able to get back to you this week. I'm not sure. If not, you can always text me and we'll connect. Mm-hmm. Okay? Fair enough? Get on the phone. By the way, tell me about yourself. By the way, did you make that hat yourself? By the way, what do you do for a living? And the same thing I just did with you. Mm-hmm. It just starts that process from that point right there.
And I have been doing that. It's just, I guess the number of people hasn't been, just randomly that I would meet wherever. I mean, because Terry and I really have been practicing connecting, and we're loving that. Yeah. But I guess, I don't know. I'm just maybe looking for the right people rather than having it be, just randomly who I happen to see while I'm.
Yeah, I would say that's a luxury that comes later. right now, level 1 means, yes, the only way I say make sure you recruit people that are qualified, at first you don't know unless they're looking like a complete homeless person maybe. All right. But what I'm saying is you have no idea. You can't judge that too much out and about when you're meeting people locally. You almost just need to go without thinking about structuring the qualified people or not. Now, if they're being negative and rude and crude and weird and they're bringing down your energy and they're big, then they're not qualified. But in general, Deb, the majority of the people you want to just you'll learn how to get it. It's not in your blood yet, to be honest.
Yeah.
When I'm in a prospecting mode, and it's more for me, I turn up the dial on purpose. Like I look at like every human being, like, and I don't get this way often, but I look at every human being like I gotta save them. I gotta talk to them. I'm like a tornado coming through Starbucks. Like I'm gonna gather up everybody's name and collect and look and identify, and there she is, there he is. Oh, look at that beautiful couple, honey, Kim. And I'm like this with my wife. I'm like, Kim, come with me, right? It's always better when if you're. But I will get names and numbers everywhere, anywhere. I was just at my 20-year anniversary, and I went around. I just was such in a networking mood. I went to everybody at the restaurant, and near us. It was more a casual bar restaurant. So I'm like, what do you guys do? Why are you here? Are you in business or pleasure? You're kidding me. Give me your card. And a little bit of advice is to go to higher end resorts, higher end places, even if it's only for lunch. Entrepreneurs that are successful because they network. It's normal to get everybody's name and number. So yeah, it's like a flip switch you flip one day, and I pray it's right this second, to where your lifeblood, look, every day you have to sleep, eat, drink water, breathe oxygen, and put on your makeup, right? And number 6 is you've got to start thinking like food, like you got to get names and numbers, you got to connect, you got to refer, you got to send them the message, you got to start building that muscles up of consistency. It's truly a muscle that becomes part of your DNA once you do it enough.
So
and then you fall in love with it.
So maybe if we have time, maybe you could do another role playing with somebody, and like, so you're out and about and you got a realtor's number, and maybe just do like what you would say to them.
Yeah.
Like calling a realtor.
Absolutely. I got a bunch right here. So funny. Al Static. So, Ohio. So I got this number when I was doing Cleveland. I don't know where I got his number from, but it must have been out and about somewhere. But so what I would do is I would just call him up and say, hey, I remember connecting with you real quick in reference to real estate, but I want to give you a quick call and let you know that I'm expanding a business in Cleveland area, and I'm looking for entrepreneurial-minded people. And the reason why I wanted to give you a quick call is to see if you keep your options open to an additional source of income over and above real estate sales. And I just wanted to see if that's something, if I was to get some info to you on that, would that be something that you'd be open to getting right now? And if they say, sure, well, I'm always keep my options open, great, grab a pen and paper real quick. Let me do this. Let me ask you a few questions, figure out the best way to get some info to you. By the way, how long have you been a realtor? Boom, and then I'm in. So there's no crazy magic of you just get the name some way, somehow, and I can go through the process of that again and again. And then you connect with them and say, maybe you've already told them you're expanding a business, you don't need to do what I just said, but that's assuming you just grab a business card off the street somewhere and they don't know, or you just have a business card of someone.
Perfect. Thank you.
You bet.
I just want to piggyback on Deb's question. That was actually really helpful, by the way. Not that we haven't heard you do it, but every time it gets in, it gets in. So, but just for transitioning somebody when you're doing say you're using the auto dialer,
Yeah.
and you want to transition them to Zoom, sometimes I just feel like I'm so lucky I got them on the phone. I'm afraid to jinx it by saying, hey, can we connect up on Zoom? I'm just curious if you had any suggestions there.
Well, the first suggestion, again, and this is the theme of today's call for all of you leaders, is you could spend the next 5 years of your life waiting to acquire something that's going to give you that boldness and posture. Or Carla and Deb and Terry, you could just make that decision right now that you're not going to mess it up. That, I mean, I'm looking at you as one of the most powerful, amazing, kind-hearted, loving, dreamer, visionary women in the world. When you walk that out, Carla, you're going to be a magnet to people. You're not going to have a prospecting problem anymore. You're not going to worry to mess it up because you're the one in the power position. You're the one giving them a chance to work with the most powerful company in the history of the planet. And I would think this way if I was in Deb's company too. When I'm in a company, Deb's company or your company, you're in the most powerful income vehicle in the history of our existence on the planet. It doesn't mean that 80% of the people aren't going to understand it. That's the way that good, when you have something that's so good, there's massive persecution in it. Christianity, network marketing, stock investment has massive negativity towards it. Bitcoin has positive and negative. I mean, it's just everything that's good or bad out there has an opposition. The biggest opposition that you have isn't the perfect word, the perfect script, although again, that is very important. Can you guys still hear me? Hang on a second. Someone logged in. The moment where I just said, no more emotional sidetracking, although it still happens even this, last week for me. No more doubt, no more fear. I am the number one recruiter in the best company in the world and by far the best business model on the planet that transforms people's lives. And my value in the marketplace is so big. So you'll learn to just pick up that phone very soon and be the boss in a sense. And again, it's not an egotistical thing. It's just about walking out who you're called to be, which is authority, a queen in the marketplace. And that's the biggest thing I can tell you. It's not the words and not what you say or how you say it. It's more how you come across from a boldness perspective. And it can be very humble. It can be very calm. But people feel your swagger, Carla. You're amazing. And people just need to feel that. And again, it's not about what you say all the time. It's just how you do what we have been sharing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Man, I mean, I see millionaires that are in network marketing that are horribly out of shape marketing nutritional products. They don't care about their nutritional company products. They're not living the lifestyle. I know that's none of you, by the way. They're not super highly intelligent like you think they're not. They sometimes talk too much. I know a multi-millionaire. It's a 7-figure earner network marketing, and all she does is pitch her head off to her prospects. But her ingredients are incredible confidence, incredible swagger, even though she talks her head off. If she didn't talk so much and she had the confidence and swagger and she listened more, her recruiting ratio would be triple. And we're still working on that. But anyways, you just need to work on what she has, is that authority, meaning none of you are missing anything right now. You're not too old. You're not too young. You're not too thin. You're not too this. You're not too that. You're not too pretty. You're not too whatever. It's just people want to follow someone who is walking out their calling. And all of you have a calling, and all of you have a gifting, and all of you have a purpose. None of you are perfect. And I promise you, when you guys get to know me enough, over time, you're going to see I have a lot of flaws and make a lot of mistakes. I was on the phone prospecting a few weeks ago, and Jen Springer was listening, and she was calling me out that I was talking too much. Right? Because I still mess up, and I still talk too much, and I still talk too little, and sometimes I have a brain fart and I mess up. But overall, if you do enough things right, it's like clockwork. You're going to sponsor like crazy, or at least more people. Every one of you in December, like your life depends on it, you need to sponsor 2 to 4 people this month. Some way, somehow all of you have got to sponsor 2 to 4 people a month. Deb, you're more of a two a week type of a person. Jen Springer for sure. Monty, some of you need to be at 2 people a week at least. Some of you might even be 4, like Carmel, sorry, and Julie Kinney and a few others of you are up to 2 to 4 a week minimum. It's just a muscle. You just got to get good at it and start walking out what you can do. All right, who's next for one more? So.
Tom, I got a question.
Hello, Terry.
Hey, I know you're saying that we need to just focus on prospecting new people, but could you touch a little bit on maybe a resource as to how to look at planning for long-term, like for the year? Maybe setting some goals, or I feel like sometimes like Cyber Monday, Black Friday, those things kind of creeped up on me. I wasn't ready to make the kind of touches that I needed to make. And so just being able to get some things in place going into the new year, do you have any resources that you would suggest?
In what regard? Give me an example. There's so many resources I can give you.
Mostly business, maybe month by month, things that should be planned on, or just kind of looking ahead and getting those things in place, looking forward.
Here's the big thing I do. What does it take to go RCD your top rank of your company? So I will write out my goal of top level of the company, and then really quickly, how do I ensure myself of doing that? Enroll everybody, create a system where everybody enrolls the top package. That's my focus. Go out there and connect with XYZ amount of people per day. Guys, you got to give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Give me like 20 seconds. Can you guys, I want to hear some sprouts. Can someone give some sprouts right back? Someone's on my door.
I have a sprout.
Okay, Deb.
Okay, so I know a lot of y'all are going to San Diego, and I'm so excited about it. I just can't stand it. And we have 8 people going right now.
Woo. That's a great sprout. So I was scheduled to teach a class, and no one showed up. So the place wasn't sure if people were coming or not. So anyway, I decided to go. And but what happened was I ended up, I noticed there was a leasing office next door, and they were all sitting around. So I went over and started talking to them. I got everybody's names and numbers. And then one of the people is going to connect me up with some big blogger that's super celebrity person who they think will want to endorse me and what I'm doing in the product. So that's a pretty good week.
Awesome.
I've got a sprout just hit me this morning, kind of like what you guys were talking about. As far as posture, I was on the phone, had a new client call, answered the phone, and I felt myself in my massage therapy business. She was asking about the kinds of therapies that I was doing, something specific. She was referred by a doctor to me, and I felt myself going into that posture where I'm totally at home in there. And it's like I'm telling her what she needed to do. She asked me how much. I just told her right out. I mean, I didn't have any qualms telling her what my price was, and that she needed to come in twice a week for the next 3 weeks, then we'd go from there. And she's like, okay. And I know when she gets in there, I'm going to be suggesting some products, things that she's going to need to do and use at home. And I don't have an issue with that. And that whole posture, that whole belief, that whole swagger, what Tom was talking about, it clicked. It's like, oh my gosh, I need to do this with my home business. I do it all the time where I feel very comfortable and I'm in, quote unquote, from Tom, my zone. Hey, Tom. But I can do it there, and I just need to transfer that over into my job. So I felt that. So if you guys have an area, I don't care where it is in your life, where you feel super confident, super comfortable, and you can just sit there and tell people about it and explain, or just be who you are and be that authority in your own mind and in your own heart, take that into your business. That's
Beautiful.
What clicked for me.
You're speaking with authority right now, Terry.
I know, because it really clicked with me this morning. It was like, I got off the phone. I'm like, that's it. That's the feeling I need to have when I'm on the phone or I'm in face-to-face talking to people about my business or my product.
That's it. It's like literally I say it. And look, if it takes you guys 100 seminars of mine in a row, and I'm not saying it should, it'd be worth it to get that authority in your life with your kids and your spouse and in love and your friends and your prospects. Yes. I could feel it. Could feel that authority coming through. So let me give you the quick version of what I was going to say of the other. What I do is I go to the end in mind first, because I've learned through experience that I want to know exactly where I'm going. And when I have that long-term distance, then I backtrack the game plan of how many people do I think it's going to take yearly to sponsor. Let's say it's 100 to go the top rank in your company in a year. Then I break that down. Okay, so if I need to sponsor 100 people in a year, what does that look like? What that looks like is I need so it's 100 divided by 12 divided by 4 weeks in a month. That's like sponsoring 2 people a week. So if you really break it, and sponsoring 2 people a week, what that really means is I need to connect with 100 people per week to assure myself 20 will go to the presentation. And out of 20, I'm assured that I'll follow up with 17 of them or 15 of them. And out of 15, even if I'm not that great yet, I'm going to sponsor 2 people a week like clockwork. Guaranteed pretty much that all of you will find enough low-hanging fruit out of hitting those numbers or whatever your numbers have to be. You'll get to the point where, like clockwork, you're sponsoring 2 people a week, and then you get rid of all of the BS excuses a lot of you give yourselves. Because if you're not sponsoring consistently, you've found a way to fill that time with emotional sidetracking, thinking, planning too much, preparing too much, managing your team, controlling your team. Yep. And that's what I do. And then I figure out, how do I find 100 people to talk to a week, leads, referrals, and then I just go through the process of just directly start connecting with as many people as I can to hit my numbers so I can hit my goals. And then I sponsor 100 people in the month. And it doesn't mean those 100 will turn into the amount of people that you need, but sooner or later you'll get higher and higher quality people. You'll be able to speak with more authority when you get those people in and create more of a back-end system for touching them, loving them, onboarding them. And all the pieces start to come into play as you start to take more action with that. My training, one day you'll look back, like my mentor's training to me was worth millions. Now, I didn't pay her millions, and don't tell her this, but looking back at it, the training that you're getting from me now, yes, of course, you're here because it's penetrating. It's making sense. I believe you're getting value from the things. But really the fruit for a lot of you, you'll see it manifest in 6 months, a year, 2 years. You'll look back and go, oh, the aha doesn't usually happen when we want it to. It's usually a progression. And maybe like Deb's been through 4 other mentors, and her time for popping is right at this call. So don't think that you're going to blossom and have success based on what I just said 5 years from now, or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1, because you don't know when you're timed to have your massive explosion of, holy cow, I know it's like, there was a time where I didn't know if I could be at the top of your comp plans. I'm like, maybe. And now it's guaranteed. And it's not because I've gotten to be this super networker. It's just I know the ingredients. And as soon as you just pull the ingredients together, you put it together, and then you have to take wild action on that. It's inevitable that you'll reach that top rank of your company. And some of you can do it literally 5 to 10 times faster than your normal track of what you were on track to doing that in. So I don't know if that answered your question, Terry, but that's such a deep one. I can go into a million directions with that one. And maybe there's something more specific you're looking for.
I just seen a couple of things online about taking a couple of days and walking through planning all of your goals going into 2018. I think I remember hearing you say something about you and Kim had been spending a little bit of time together, just really pouring over the direction that you're taking your business, and had some goals and things that you're planning out.
Yeah. So, okay. So here's a good one I used to do. I have learned the only way to create wealth while having a life, this is something I've never shared, by the way, I don't know, but I used to talk about this all the time, and I haven't been lately. Because I, to be honest, I've been falling into my old trap a little bit of of striving a little bit, and I'm getting back. But what I've learned I have to do every day is to create wealth while having a life. Do you know when you're wealthy and you have a life? You know when that actually hits for all of you in your life? Any idea for any of you? When you're actually starting to have fun, when is the time for you to have fun, adventure, freedom, joy? When does that actually hit for some of you? When do you think that should hit? Anybody have the answer on that? Go ahead.
Now.
Now, what else do you guys say?
Whenever we make up our mind to do it.
Boom. Yeah. So as you're writing your day, the reason why I only prospected 4 to 5 hours a day is because I needed to make everything count in 4 hours. I wanted to get more done in 4 hours than most people do in 16 hours in network marketing. I had to stop beating around the bush, making the excuses, pretending, because every single day I wanted to have freedom and fun and adventure now. I wanted to create the networking of friends, and I wanted to go on a really cool mountain bike ride, or go for a hike with my wife, or go swimming, or go to the beach where I can truly relax my blood vessels and my heart and my mind, so I can truly relax and breathe. And I got to tell you, for me too, most people are walking around 10 times more stressed in their mind than they need to be. They're not able to recruit because they're so wound tight. And I'm speaking to myself. I have a struggle with this. And I'm just now caught myself this last week after taking some time off of realizing I need leverage. I need partnership. I need to be more direct with my prospects. I need to be more specific with my team and my people that I work with in my company. I need to be more, if I want to have a life again and get in alignment of what God wants me to do, which is to be a human being, not a human doer, you've got to start having fun today. Your joy doesn't hit when you're making $100,000 a year or $100,000 a month. It doesn't. I promise you, not your income can change things, but not as much as you think. You have to start learning what it's like to have freedom and joy and fun and life and attraction and relationships now, even in your situation right now. It doesn't come later. It has to start now. And when you start doing that, you'll be able to connect with people better because you're joyful and you're free and you're relaxed, and you know you don't have to grind it out for 15 hours on the phone all day. And if you try to push through working all day, you'll end up just doing, if you're like me, you'll end up just doing the fun things, planning, organizing, creating, connecting with people that are already in your business because they're low-hanging fruit, and you think if you can just get them to work, you don't have to work as much. All the things that I think about. You guys are like, so guys, work hard today. Get your job done today. Make all the connections you need to make today. Go call the referrals. Get your time done like this, whatever that time is for you, morning, night, 3 hours a day, 4 hours. Get it done, and then get out of the house. How many of you are, okay, all of you, if you're 80 on this phone or 8, you need to start working out. If you're not working out, you're not going to be able to prospect at your best ability. Even if you got to sit in your chair and just move your arms and get your blood going, you all need to get your blood going, because if you're sedentary at your home in your normal spots that I see you all in every week, you're going to get sedentary. You've got to get moving. Some of you need to get out of your house today and go prospect at Starbucks with all the energy. Some of you need to get going and can't be stuck in your old way expecting breakthroughs. You need new paradigm shifts. Get uncomfortable and do different things. Yes, exactly, Terry. Got to get out and do different things. For me, I mean, if it was up to me, and I know my wife would drive her crazy, I would move every year to 2 years, just so I stay out of my comfort zone. I get comfortable, even in a beautiful, dream home that I get comfortable. And I got to keep myself moving, or I will get very comfortable very easily. Especially when you hit your first income goal. That's when your purpose can die. Some of the people that die the fastest is when they hit their first income goal that they never thought they'd get to. That's why you got to go really beyond your short-term income goal and really have a long-term purpose and plan, and go beyond just getting to 100 people on your team or 1,000. Some of you on this call can have teams of 10,000 people or more. Some of you, there's no difference to having 100,000 people on your team. I made a goal the other day. I'm 45. I want to spend the next 30 years of my life building one of the biggest teams in the world. And it may not be my personal team. It's my Terry, because Terry, I want you to be a part of what you don't even know what we're going to be launching in January, which is Priority Living. It's not network marketing. It's not a competitor. It's a partnership to raise up leaders in the area of faith, family, health, and wealth, or whatever matters to you most. It's all around connecting people that are building cribs, continuous compounding residual income businesses. And it doesn't matter what company you're in. We want to be a support leadership organization. And we'll have affiliate program, a reward program where you guys can earn rewards for travel and vacation and masterminds and leads and a whole bunch of other things. And I see that team being over 10 million people now. Sounds crazy, but that's more of a purpose thing. But anyways, I'm getting off track. All right, guys, you guys, any other quickie, like you have to pop it out real quick. Otherwise, actually, it's past the top of the hour. I'm going to cut it now so don't go too long. Thank you for sharing, everybody. Yes, Terry. Yes, Carla. Thank you. All right, guys, God bless you. Thank you. Who else popped on that I didn't say hi to? April's talking to someone. It looks like she's having a presentation. Well, look at that big ant. Look at that horse. Jiminy Christmas. He loves you, Deb. Woo! Look at me trying to get his attention. All right, Beth Pavur. Sarah's in the house. All right, God bless you guys. Bye-bye, everybody. Carmel, good to see you, or your name at least. All right, bye-bye, everybody.